No, Steve.
We've all broken at various times already.
We good?
Yep.
This meeting of the Anderson Township Board of Zoning Appeals is hereby called to order. This board was established pursuant to Section 513.13 of the Ohio Revised Code by the Anderson Township trustees to provide administrative relief to any person or entity adversely affected by the Anderson Township zoning resolution. Will the secretary please call the roll?
Mr. Nye?
Here.
Mr. Shekels?
Here.
Mr. Halpin?
Present.
Mr. Sion?
Here.
Mr. Lawrence?
Here. Thank you for coming to this meeting of the Anderson Township Board of Zoning Appeals. Please be aware that this meeting is audio and videotaped and may be carried live on television. First, I'll outline our procedures. A summary of the appeal is presented by the staff. Then the appellant will present this case. The board members may then ask questions of the appellant. After that, all persons supporting the appeal will be permitted to testify one at a time after being recognized by the chairman. When those persons supporting the appeal are finished, those opposed to the appeal will then be permitted to testify and or ask questions of the board after being recognized by the chairman. All persons wishing to testify, whether for or against, may only do so after being sworn in. When testifying, each person must come forward to the podium after being recognized, speak into the microphone, and state their name, address, and any affiliation to the case. All persons testifying will be limited to 4 minutes unless a board member requests additional time. All testimony is given to the board only. No comments or questions are to be directed to the appellant or anyone else in the audience. The board will only hear new, non-repetitive evidence or questions. Should someone wish to show support of previous testimony, they may do so by following the testimony procedures and stating their support of previous testimony. Now, will all persons who may give testimony this evening please stand, raise your right hand, and swear or affirm? Do you tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Are there any changes to tonight's agenda?
In front of you, you all should have the revised agenda for tonight. Case 20, the applicant has requested to continue their case to the August 7th agenda. So you'll just have 2 cases in front of you today.
Motion to approve agenda as edited.
Second.
Mr. Nye?
Aye.
Mr. Shekels?
Aye.
Mr. Halpin?
Aye.
Mr. Sion?
Aye.
Mr. Lawrence?
Aye. We need to approve the minutes. Next, right?
No edits to the minutes.
None from staff.
Motion to approve minutes published June 5th for June 5th, 2025.
Second.
Mr. Nye?
Aye.
Mr. Shekels?
Aye.
Mr. Halpin?
Aye.
Mr. Sion?
Aye.
Mr. Lawrence?
Aye. Please read the staff summary for case number 16-2025.
Thank you, Chair. This is a continuation from last month's meeting. It is submitted by Matthew Motes of Peepus Properties, which is the property owner, located at 596 Sutton Road, zoned A residence, single-family residence. It is a variance and conditional use request to permit an accessory structure to be used for dwelling purposes as part of a short-term rental per Article 5.2A8 and 5.4 I-15 of the zoning resolution. The applicant is proposing to include an accessory structure used as a 2-car garage, which has also been used as a unpermitted loft dwelling as part of the short-term rental, which was approved for the house at the March BZA meeting. That approval did not include the accessory structure. Using an accessory structure as a dwelling is prohibited in A residence districts under Article 5.2A8 of the Anderson Township zoning resolution. The property was constructed in 1940. In 2018, the current property owner purchased the property. Excuse me, not May, it was the May meeting. In May 2025, the Anderson Township Board of Zoning Appeals heard Case 8, 2025 BZA, which approved the property for use as a short-term rental, limited to the house, as the applicant had not included a request to use the accessory structure for dwelling at that time. Since the BZA meeting on May 1st, the applicant confirmed that neither he nor the township had any record of zoning certificates or building permits on file for use of that accessory structure as a residence. And then there is no other zoning history on file. The case was continued from the last meeting to give the applicant and township staff more time to discuss options for the applicant's proposed use of the property, but no changes have been made to the request as of this that staff is aware of at this time from the last meeting. This is the property map, aerial imagery, topography map. So the garage is where the blue circle is, and then the primary structure is the one located closer to Sutton Road to the west. Here are photos from our site visit, which was in preparation for the last month's meeting. Presumably everything is, there have been no significant changes to the property in the month or so since these photos were taken. Here is the applicant's submission. Staff's findings. So first, the variance request. Let's see. So staff is of the opinion that the property will yield a reasonable return without a variance being granted. There are no other single-family properties using an accessory structure as a dwelling unit permanently within Anderson Township that have been approved through zoning, other than non-conforming ADUs, which would have had to be in use prior to the county adopting zoning in the 1940s, 1948. Staff is of the opinion that the variance is substantial. The only two provisions permitting dwelling and accessory structures is the conditional use process for granny cottages, which is limited to family members on a temporary basis, and for domestic servants in AA zoning districts. In no other case is dwelling in an accessory structure permitted, and granting this variance would be a significant departure from the regulations for the district and for the township as a whole. And then staff is of the opinion that the essential character of the neighborhood may be altered. The applicant states that family members have been using the loft area since the 1990s, as the applicant and previous property owners were not aware that it needed zoning approval. Township staff have received no complaints as of May 28th, when the staff report was initially written, and we have not received further complaints to date, if it is being used in that way. However, no other property in the township is permitted to have dwelling in an accessory structure, and granting this variance would again be a substantial change from what is currently permitted. No impact to the delivery of governmental services. The property owner was aware of the zoning restrictions until the hearing on May 1st, 2025. Staff is of the opinion that the property owner's predicament cannot be feasibly obviated through some means other than a variance. And staff is of the opinion that the spirit and intent behind the zoning requirement would not be observed by granting the variance. The township has no other properties where dwelling in an accessory structure is permitted as a permanent use, and there is clearly no intent currently to allow ADUs in the township based off of the language in the zoning resolution. For the conditional use criteria, staff is of the opinion that the proposed short-term rental would not comply with the spirit and intent of the zoning resolution and district purposes. The township has no other properties where dwelling in an accessory structure is permitted as permanent use. Currently, there is no intent to allow ADUs in the township. Additionally, the applicant has proposed using the property for more than one residence or more than one reservation on the property, where the loft area would be able to be reserved separately from the house, which the township would consider to essentially be using the property for multifamily dwelling, which would not be in the character of the zoning district, as this is zoned for single-family residence. Staff is of the opinion that the proposed short-term rental may have an adverse impact on adjacent properties. Again, the property is zoned for single-family residence, and the applicant has stated their intent to list 2 separate rental options for the house, which may impact adjacent properties. Staff is of the opinion that the proposed short-term rental will respect natural, scenic, and historic features of significant public interest. No exterior alterations or lighting changes are proposed, and no impact to public services. Provided that it is not used as what the township interprets to be a multifamily dwelling, we find that the conditional use would be in accordance to the following areas of the township's comprehensive plan. Specifically, that Anderson Township is home to diverse housing options to meet changing demographics and market demands, and encourage the development and redevelopment of a variety of housing styles and densities in the appropriate areas of the township. For the specific criteria, the applicant is compliant for H and L. For M, the applicant is requesting permission to allow dwelling in the accessory structure, which is existing on the property. The accessory structure itself is compatible with surrounding neighborhood as an accessory structure, but not as a dwelling unit. And they are compliant on all other specific criteria for short-term rentals, as seen in the staff report. And then staff does have recommended conditions should the board lean towards approving dwelling in the unit, which is submission of approved building permits from Hamilton County Building Department for the loft, and then limiting the property to 1 reservation at a time. Again, the applicant's proposal of using both structures for separate reservations, township staff considers that would be in effect a zone change from A to multifamily use for the district, and the Board of Zoning Appeals does not have the authority to grant a zone change. So that would really, I think, in our view, need to be something that is considered by a different body, not by the board. Here are the standards for the conditional use and then for the variance. And I'm happy to answer any questions that the board has.
On the request is to permit an accessory structure to be used for dwelling purposes. And that you talked about using it as a conditional. Is there some other document where they submitted that requested they use it as a short-term rental as well?
Yes, so.
Maybe I missed it when I was reading through. I don't have this in my file.
Let's see.
Do you have this?
This is as part of a short term.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so they do mention in their application using the whole property, including both structures, as the short-term rental, as part of a short-term rental
Their application was in last month's packet.
Oh, so this is carryover.
This is the continuation from last
carryover
month.
From the previous
Correct.
application. Okay, because it's not in my packet now, that's why I wasn't.
Yeah, it wouldn't be in this month's packet,
Okay.
it's from the
All right.
previous month's packet.
As I say, I do have it here, and I couldn't figure out why he didn't and I did.
You got it from, that's from last month.
This is the one from last, yeah, okay.
2 months ago, yeah.
So the township's position is that no short-term rentals and accessory structures, no ADUs except as explicitly permitted, otherwise it's essentially a zone change, is that right?
In the only accessory dwelling units, there's really only two circumstances, none of which are met
Granny
here.
cottages, which requires family members and short-term and whatever the.
And granny cottages are typically used as a temporary
Yeah, there's
use
a
as well.
timeframe. They have a time frame when they go away.
Typically, yes.
So there's no, like, it's not the fact that it's over garage, that's not the issue. And if it were attached to the house, as long as it were one rental, the zoning code wouldn't care about that, right?
I think if it was attached to the home, then it would be considered an accessory apartment, which is also a conditional use. The condition with that being that the owner of the home needs to live at the property in some capacity. Which-
Unless it was just part of the house and the garage was incorporated in the house, then it would just be a house. So the fact that
Think
it's,
so?
well, I mean, like we have a bedroom over the garage, it's just part of the house, you know, it's not a separate
Yeah.
unit is what it is.
Yeah, I think it's what you're saying, yes.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Like, yeah, I guess if it was a part of the house, then, and it wasn't rented separately, then I think that, yeah, it wouldn't be an accessory apartment at that point.
Yeah, okay. And so an accessory structure is sort of anything that is secondary to the main structure. The main structure, in this case, is clearly a house. But if, let's say it wasn't a garage, let's say there were two houses on a lot for some reason.
I don't think it would be permitted.
I don't think so either, but I don't know why. It's just
Well,
more
because
of
it's
a
single
hunch than a
family,
truth.
yeah.
Because it's not.
You can't have two single family, or you can't have two houses on a single family lot.
It's a single family lot.
Because then it would be an accessory dwelling unit, if it was.
Under that zoning, right?
Again, accessory, we actually don't have the term accessory dwelling unit, that's just the common term for these types of,
Right, yeah, right.
these types of uses. So again, it's not an accessory dwelling unit as written by the zoning resolution, that's just the common
Yeah, no,
terminology that we're
I'm
kind of
with you.
using.
So, again, just thinking about multifamily dwellings,
Mhm.
A residence, single family only, is B multifamily, C? B
D
two?
is when multifamily would
D is
start,
multi-
yep,
And, so this is A, there's no D surrounding it,
correct.
there's no, D is, I'm not even sure where the D is without looking at the map, so, okay, all right, I
Yeah.
got it, okay, very good, thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah. RD zoning districts are pretty limited to where there are, like, existing multifamily. Yeah. Well, I think.
Yeah, but that's not this zoning
Yeah,
district.
well,
Yeah.
right.
Just because there's a four-story apartment building there
That-
doesn't
Well,
mean.
that's
that it
probably
can be-
D.
Yeah,
That is also technically not zoned multifamily.
yeah,
But multifamily is allowed in that zoning district
yeah,
as a technicality, but.
right.
Any other questions? Good.
I'm good.
Would the appellant or the appellant's representative please come to the podium, speak in the microphone, state your name, address, and any affiliation, and present your appeal?
Hello again. It's Matthew and Dina Moats, 1002 Nimitz Lane, 45230. We're the owners of Peepus Properties and this property.
Hello, gentlemen.
So we're talking about an accessory building, and this is true. In the county eyes, this is still an accessory building. This building has been functioning as a single-family residence for 30 years. It was made and not permitted, and the county doesn't know, the township didn't know anything about it. That happened 30 years ago. I don't have any control of that, but I do know it works and has been acting as a residence, been rented that way for the last 25 plus years. We've owned it for the last 7 years, renting it long-term. We feel like this is a great addition to the neighborhood of Anderson Township, like we said at all the other meetings. You know, these long-term rentals make the property junky. And we find it through all of our rentals that are long-term, even with good tenants, that we can just keep our properties in better condition when we're doing a short-term rental type scenario. found a little niche with the front house already, doing what's called furnished finders, which is more directed towards like traveling nurses and professional people. That would be like 1 to 3 month rental. And we have a 2-month rental housing the front house currently. And we'd like to do the same type of thing with the rear house. This isn't gonna be weekend party from Riverbend. We're gonna, you know, we're 2 miles away where we live, and we'll be on top of it as good landlords. But fact of the matter is, it's a working residence, has a kitchen, has a living room, has a full bathroom and single bedroom, along with a 2-car garage attached to it. I guess what the township is presenting is, we've been, the last 7 years renting this full tilt. Now we're in a position where we can't even use it at all, other than for our own family, if it is going the way that the township
And
says.
then I do have a question too. So you say that it's a granny cottage for short term.
If it's attached
No,
to the
no.
house.
Granny cottage is for your mother,
Right,
it has to be a
Right.
direct relative.
Family-
right, I
family
understand that.
And, yes, and
So
then
I-
it goes away when that,
Well, right, but
Yeah.
what's the difference if someone's, of short-term relatives there versus a renter for 3 months?
So I can
we
explain
can
a little
make
bit.
that determination, the zoning, we don't get to make that determination, the zoning department makes that.
Yeah, so as discussed, yours isn't designated as a granny cottage, or really, again, since it does not fit by definition into our zoning resolution at all, which is why it would be prohibited. There is a granny cottage which is closely related to the use you're proposing, and there are criteria that you have to meet to be considered a granny cottage. At this time, yours would not meet that. And then granny cottages are also meant to be temporary living areas that would be removed at a time, which I'm assuming this would not be a part. I would assume you're not proposing to place it on the property for a set period of time and then remove it at the conclusion of that. And I don't think you're having relatives live there, if I'm.
I mean,
I mean, we haven't yet.
yeah, but eventually, I'm sure when the kids are in college.
Sure, so if you want to look at the definition of granny cottage in the future, if that's what you wanted to utilize it as, again, you would just need to look at the definition to see if that
Okay.
fits properly.
It's truly not what we want to utilize it as.
Sure.
Um,
Yeah.
All right,
And-
so where are we today?
I mean, I guess it's down to, we're making a vote on, I didn't submit anything more from our last meeting. I'm just trying to reiterate the good, positive things of this project that we're trying to do within our business. It is blocking us from a potential $1,800 a month income. And then we're sitting with a piece of with a piece of property that we couldn't even use as we were prior. So trying to do things on the up and up in the township here. And, you know, I was hoping of the work that had been done 30 years ago would possibly be grandfathered in as to go along with this project that we want to do.
So it was built in the 90s without a permit, as far as anyone can tell, right? Has the county inspected it for compliance with code or anything?
They have not, and I'd be willing to do that.
It seems like a good step, either way. I mean, if anyone's gonna be in there for any reason.
So I don't know so what's been done is the back house is using the same septic. It's hooked in properly, worked that way for the last 30 years. The electric is dropping 100 amps from the front house to the back house, and then a separate panel and wired properly. But I'd be happy if it took, some of the county level to come in and inspect those things. I'm okay with that.
Has the septic system been inspected anytime recently by the county?
Always, every year, and then I have it pumped every other year.
And again, the people that would be renting it, it would be less people in the buildings than what was there for the last 6 years.
Did you ever rent it out as two separate ones?
It was the same family, but they housed both houses. Just in our circumstance, but we know people that have lived there in the past that rented from the people that own the front house. So it has been used that way where it wasn't the same family. We just happen to have the same family in our rental.
How big is this lot?
1.5 acres.
Is it splittable?
1.3.
I don't think it is with septic.
Yeah.
The problem would be with the setbacks, because you can see, I think it's in the A district,
I don't think
and then
it's
you'd
good.
also need a 20-foot frontage off of Sutton Road there. So it'd be, I think we had talked about it last month.
Yeah.
I don't believe it's
I don't think it'd be-
compliant.
I think the utility can be done right on the amount of property that we had. north side is just a strip that's a separate parcel, but it's all just hillside there. And there's just, I don't know where we could get a leach field in or anything in between. There's an 80-foot span between the two houses. I don't know.
Would this be, does this lot qualify, guys, or if you would split it and put an easement for access and sewer use, would it be acceptable at that point?
If you're saying, well, I believe the main challenge is going to be meeting setbacks.
Right, but what, that's what I'm asking, if they were to, partition this lot off, make it 2 parcels.
Correct.
And at that point, we have an easement for access through the front parcel and an easement for sewer electric use, then that would meet the criteria, correct?
I don't believe, utility doesn't have anything to do with the setback.
But then what if that's what I'm asking though, if they split this parcel in 2, separating one parcel from the other?
Well, the problem is he'd need a separate septic system.
Well, he wouldn't necessarily need it, he
Sir.
could cover that by an easement. You don't have,
I
you
know
know,
what you're talking
Well,
if the capacity is there, you can cover it by an easement.
well, so you would have to split it in more or less in half, correct?
Yeah, I'm just asking a
So there would need to be
solution.
in order to meet the setback requirements, there would need to be more or less like 110 feet between the house and the accessory structure in order to meet the setback
Okay,
requirement.
then it can't be done.
So, yeah,
It's just not 110 feet.
Because you need
Yeah.
50, I think it's 60 feet for the rear yard and 50 for the front yard. It'd be somewhere in that range.
I mean,
And that would make it a compliant lot, but obviously there's not, I don't think there's enough room between the homes
but
in order to meet
zoning,
those.
not us, but zoning is that there's no intent to allow this situation in the township, correct?
The use itself,
Yeah,
that's correct.
so, yeah, and that's not us, that's zoning.
If we
Okay.
were to, even just in the same configuration we are now, if we rented both to the same party, is that doable?
Not, we still run into the issue
Still a
with
2-family.
5.288, which is the
They have to
the
be
provision prohibiting dwelling in an accessory structure at all. So even if it was one family, it still wouldn't be permitted as of right.
Okay, and again, were you guys supposed to talk to zoning? Because that's why we're back here again. Did anything
No, I
happen?
mean, we're just.
I thought you guys were
This is gonna
supposed
be
to
a
talk to
vote because
zoning.
I didn't add
Oh.
anything more, or this is, you're gonna vote on it.
No,
Well, I
I-
know we're gonna vote yes, that this is gonna work out great.
Uh,
Since it's our 3rd time here and you're sick of seeing us.
You know,
We'd love to have you here.
I mean, I would be willing to do that too, just try to go for a bigger party and rent both to the same, rather than have 2 separate rentals and don't market them separately, just market it as one whole rental together. I'd be willing to do that, I guess. But
I mean, you still got the fact that the code does not permit a
Access-
dwelling in the accessory structure. So, you know, to get around that, you'd have to combine them. Put a
So
breezeway in.
it was brought up to me by Eli to
yes,
build a breezeway structure between the two. Now, we got an 80-foot span
It's a big breezeway.
yeah,
Yeah.
breezeway.
and probably
Lot of
like 30,
breeze-
Yeah.
30
a
or
tunnel.
$40,000 to do. I mean, it's just not in this small company's
If they
budget.
did a breezeway, all it has to do is attach both in buildings and you know, whatever they do, you know, if they go 10 feet long with 4x4 posts and put, some kind of lattice over the top
I mean, I
of
could
it.
do, that's
Does
like
it-
a pergola or
Are we
something.
saying, well, I said that, I said,
Yeah.
what is our, what's a
That's what I'm
breezeway?
looking
Is it
for.
that, or is it
I'm looking for-
a roof structure?
I'm looking for a solution that doesn't involve, you know, us overturning zoning, which we can't do.
No,
Yeah.
I got
That
that.
sounds like a
Okay, so what suggestions here?
Well, that's why I suggest,
So if I gotta build a roof structure with.
that's why I
with
suggested
poured
splitting the
concrete
lot
and-
or a breezeway, you know, some way to connect them. If they did the breezeway, then all this would fly through, is that correct?
So-
Only if it's one rental still.
One rental.
Yeah, so
though.
the
okay with
issue with
that.
the issue with the breezeway, which we ran into, is that the zoning resolution, the issue with dwelling in an accessory unit would not would go away because there would no longer be an accessory structure since it's one structure. However, the conditional use for an accessory apartment, one of the and the definition of that is that, or one of the requirements is that the the owner is residing in the part of it. And so that would still kind of require
I can kick
some
Matt
sort
out
of
of the house.
workaround
So
there.
I'm
for-
not quite following, because if the two structures are connected, okay, then it's one unit. It's not a house and another house on the same lot. It's one house. We don't get to tell you whether it's a breezeway or a tunnel or whatever, or just a, whatever. But that's what I'm trying to find a solution without us overturning zoning. And if a breezeway were connected, then they could use the whole structure as one residence, correct?
Yes, it could be used as one
Residence,
residence.
but they would
yeah.
also have to rent it out as one residence,
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
you know?
So the question then is, how substantial does the connection have to be for it to be a connection to make it one structure?
That was my
that's
A
his
question.
real-
garden,
yeah, that's his real
a
question.
garden hose between the two won't count.
Yeah.
Do I need
I don't know the answer to
pour
that.
concrete and a shingled roof or a metal, I mean, we're
I don't
talking
know the
30 or
answer.
40
No.
grand to get that far.
We're trying to help you.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I
I'm
like
not
the
fighting
hose.
you. I'm
I
not-
like
I
the
know, I
hose,
was like-
definitely.
But-
We can do
trying to be
that.
problem solvers.
I guess, having our minds exactly what that structure is, and we're gonna do it
Well,
again, what that structure has to be.
To me, we don't get to decide what your accessory structure looks like or care, and nor do I care what it looks like. You paint it orange, green with purple polka dots for all we care, you
Right.
know?
Right.
But it has to connect one to the other, you know? And there's nothing that I understand
Via
that means
sidewalk?
it has to be weather tight and have 2 bathrooms in the connector or anything
Right,
else.
right.
It just has to connect the two structures.
Okay?
I've got plans.
But you
I
can
mean-
still only rent it to one family.
Yeah,
I would be
Yeah.
okay
Within
with
one,
that.
but they could live with
Yeah.
it, sounds
I would be
like.
okay
Yeah.
with that.
I don't know that we're gonna answer that question here today. I mean, like, we don't have any jurisdiction to say, yes, that's sufficient, no, that's not, but whether you guys can give them more guidance later, maybe something to do.
That was kind of the purpose of this last month.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
well,
we issued we sent an email. We said what the options were,
yeah.
and this is, again, similar to where we're at.
All right, is there anything that you guys know of that would preclude them from running some kind of whatever you want to call it a breezeway, a porch, who cares, a kitchen?
Right.
Whatever you want to call it,
Right.
between the two buildings. And once they're attached, then it's one unit, and it doesn't violate zoning upstream, upstream from us.
The book.
Yeah.
The big bug.
I mean, the definition of accessory apartment still feels like it's somewhat applicable to even attaching it to a breezeway. Like it,
Well, if
does
it's
sort of
not
feel that.
used as a separate residence, they'd
well,
have
it's
to
saying,
use it
so
as one.
the accessory apartment, the definition is a single dwelling unit apartment intended for use as a complete independent living facility that is in the same structure as, under the same ownership as, and subordinate to a residence constructed as a single-family residence with one of the two dwelling units accompanied or occupied as the principal residence of the owner.
Yeah.
So it still feels like it's a single dwelling unit, because it is a dwelling unit in of itself, and it's separate from the main structure. So it's still,
But if we attach it, they become one, right?
But even if they're attached, what he's saying is, if you've got a house where, I lived for a while in an old house that was converted into 2 apartments, downstairs and upstairs. If you then convert that back into one, you would still have essentially what's the term again? Not ADU, but
a subordinate.
subordinate, one would still be subordinate to the other. It would still be an independent living thing within the structure. That still counts, even though it's now connected.
Yeah, well,
So-
for example, I can say, you're saying that if you had an accessory apartment in your house, you live there, so yours would be considered an accessory apartment by definition, which would be permitted.
Okay, but,
Again, I think it's conditionally used, but it's still permitted.
but if I come with you with a new set of building plans.
Correct.
And it has 2 buildings connected by a corridor, whatever kind it is, it's a corridor connecting those 2 buildings, you would approve that? As
The
long
buildings
as
themselves, yes.
It's one unit,
Yes. Again, the use of the buildings do change it a bit.
yeah, but it's still, if I say it's my residence, or even if it's my, rental unit, as long as it's one unit.
If you're renting the other unit, then you're changing the use.
Well, if the unit is part of this, if this unit and this unit and this unit are both connected, then we're saying they could rent the whole thing. But one, why couldn't you rent the whole thing at once?
Yeah, you can. Well, do you have it? Okay.
Accessory apartment.
I'm not really know where it is, but there's still gonna be a chance to get up and speak.
Just can't rent it to two separate families.
You couldn't rent it to two separate families.
Correct.
But you could rent that one unit. It's no more than if they got a ranch house anywhere and they decide to rent to two different people. That wouldn't it wouldn't go over because it wouldn't be feasible because everybody would be fighting over the bathroom with two different families, you know.
Yeah, you can't
But-
put it on any platform that way.
You couldn't put it on a platform that way, yeah. Yeah, your family can have this end of the house and your family can have, you know how many
I mean, some of them are getting a little weird where you can rent rooms and stuff out, but,
Yeah, they're actually, the platforms do allow you to rent rooms in
yeah,
it.
they do let
So
you do
that's-
that.
Really?
That would be my question for the staff is.
I would
if I'm-
imagine you could do on a ranch, you could do a first floor and then a finished basement, rent those separately.
And there are multiple houses in Anderson Township that have multiple kitchens, you know, more than one kitchen in the house.
I
You've got
know
a primary
some
kitchen,
personally.
and secondary, so there's, it begs a question there too.
You know, I'm really struggling with that section
So,
8, the no
Par-
accessory building.
The part that we were looking at is in the definition for accessory building where it says, I forget the specific language, but it says that an accessory structure substantially connected to the primary structure is considered part of the primary
That
structure.
answers the question then,
And so,
because
it's
now it's
kind of
one
what-
structure. Because
yeah.
once it's connected, it says it's substantially connected.
Yeah.
Then it's one structure,
yes, yeah.
correct? So,
I mean,
with the,
Is an 80-foot breezeway substantial connection?
well, I don't know, I
That's
don't.
my question. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not
Who
I'm not
answered
gonna
that?
have that fight. I'm not gonna have that fight. If they connect the
I
two
think
buildings.
how that would, I think what would
Yeah.
happen is we would,
Yeah, staff answers that question, and if you don't like it, you appeal to us,
yes.
right?
Yeah,
that
you
would be
appeal it to
correct.
us.
Who answers that question? Staff answer the,
Well,
okay,
See
okay.
you in October.
That one would be, Gary would be answering that question.
Well, he'd be helping us answer the question, for sure.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, correct. Well, yeah, Gary,
So the answer is,
Staff,
what's a substantial connection?
That's the
Staff,
question.
you'd bring the plan and say, this is a substantial connection, I want to treat it. And they would say yes or no, and then if they said no, you would appeal it to us, or, you know, any neighbor or whatever could appeal to us is the answer, I think.
And what?
You're looking at me like you don't think that's right.
I have concerns about all of this.
Where's Gary? Why
Just-
isn't he here
When
tonight?
is Stephen gonna be on vacation so we can just show up and meet with you guys? It's like the left half of the room.
So I was on vacation the week after we had our talk
Can-
last
That's
month.
right.
Unfortunately for
Can
you.
this gentleman be sworn in and he has something to say about
Did you,
those?
have you been sworn in?
You haven't been sworn in yet.
Before, is there anything else?
Well, yeah, say that's between your
I got,
guys.
kind of where we're at now is we're gonna take a vote tonight on where we're at, but then I
We're
can.
gonna hear from everyone before we take a vote.
Yeah. So if you were
Okay.
finished and he wants to talk, and then you can come back and talk
Okay,
again.
we can,
Don't really
Yeah.
have anything more to add now. We're kind of where we're at, and I have to, I guess, we're gonna vote, and if the vote is no, then we're gonna have to figure out what a substantial connection is to these. two.
Or
but I'm fine with the breezeway, or whatever
Whatever-
the
what-
hose way.
as long as zoning accepts the connection, I don't care what it looks like, I don't care what's in it, you know? But this is, as long as zoning accepts it.
If we
then-
were to show
Yeah.
where someone else in the township is doing this,
Yeah, like if there's someone,
he has knowledge of where someone else in the township is doing
Okay,
this.
You can make
Let's swear him in. You're finished
Okay,
for
yeah,
him.
for now.
there
For now.
a couple things. There are multiple people that showed up that will probably need to be sworn in, and then
Right now, just for.
yeah,
Just
and
swear
then
them all in.
Raise your right hand.
Anybody
Answer
else who
the
hasn't been sworn in?
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yeah, you've been sworn in, yeah.
I'm here on another thing, but since I live within walking distance of this property, 4 to 5 houses down, going toward Coney Island, on the same side of the street, there's 2 dwellings on the same lot. It's, they're not in the best of shape, but they're about 4 to 5, if you're going toward Coney Island. It's, I mean, they share the same driveway, they share the same septic tank. I know because I bid on the property, I do real estate.
But, there's like, if you go up the driveway, one veers to the right, another one kind of veers to the, like, straight kind of. I think they're like small Cape Cod type houses. I think actually,
Up
one
on the
straight
hill,
back is
one's
like
got a
bi-level.
pool.
Sorry?
Up on the hill and one's got a
Yeah.
pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you're going south on Sutton, which side of the road?
It's on the same side as his property,
Okay.
On the
but
east
about
side.
4 to 5
Yeah.
houses down. I think one's yellow, one's blue. I don't know, but I know they're
Yeah.
two different colors.
I'm sorry, can you also share your name and address, please, for the staff?
My name's Robert Howell. I live on Azure Court, which is up the hill off Patricia,
What address?
What it is?
1092.
Okay, thank you. Well, I understand there may be other violations, and it's, but just like the oldest story in the world, if you get pulled over by speeding and the, officer, that guy was going faster, why are you ticketing me? Yeah, that usually doesn't work.
I know.
Didn't know maybe this was something that was not going under the radar and was,
Yeah.
maybe, I guess, there's two houses that are probably some of the same situations on it.
You know, if they come, so we'll address it. If it, we don't go out and solicit. We don't go door to
Only the
door,
person-
drive up and down the neighborhood. Neither do those guys.
So only the person at the podium at the moment can talk. You're good.
But it's,
No, you're
I-
good.
Yeah.
I do
Um,
know I do know it's less than an acre. It's like maybe half acre. But I just, since I heard there's no other properties that share a property. Since I was here, I'm like, well, actually, I know there is property and it's within walking distance. That's what I'm thinking. He didn't know because he's maybe newer to that part of town, but I know Anderson pretty well. I also do I'm also a realtor, so I mean, I kind of have an idea a little bit here and there. But yeah, I was gonna say there are two properties that share, there are two homes that share the same property.
Okay,
So that's
thanks.
all. I was-
Thank you.
I appreciate
my 2
it.
cents worth.
Appreciate you telling us that, but I'm not gonna find out. Would you like to come forward and say?
Hold on.
Hank's got it here.
Okay.
Scott's got it.
Oh, go ahead, I'm sorry, Scott.
You ready?
Yeah.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak in support? Hearing none, is there anyone that would like to oppose? Okay. Do you want to come back up?
Sure. Do we need to chit chat some more?
Yeah, I thought if you have something to
Oh,
say.
no, I
No?
thought we were
Okay. Oh.
continuing on a
Yeah.
I thought you had
brief
something
No,
to
I
say.
didn't know if you wanted to
Situation.
add any more to the situation or
Okay.
not. Okay.
I can't really add any more at this time. I guess it's
All
better
right.
for a bit and then we'll
If
get another.
you're going to talk, come up to the podium.
Not anything more I'm gonna add at this time, other than, just keep in mind, I know there's the rules that you have, and just the way it's been used for the last 30 years, I hope some thought is put into that. If this is something that's not allowed, then I will be looking into trying to connect these two, and I hope that we can figure it out without doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a substantial amount of money, no matter what you do there.
Sure, yeah.
Um,
And if that's the route you choose to go, I would suggest before you do that, yeah,
Definitely.
yes.
We have to figure out what that is. And
What-
I mean, from what Eli was kind of telling me on the phone, this needs to be a shingled roof structure with posts in the ground every 16 feet, and this is going to cost like 30 grand to go 80 feet.
Well, is that still being used as a garage?
The house? I mean, there's a garage within the
That-
the
it's got-
accessory that you call the accessory building it's a residence with a 2-car garage attached.
Oh, okay, so
You can drive into the garage and enter the house, or enter the house through the front door, and there's a living room that you come into, and then a kitchen, up the steps to a loft
so the
bedroom. and-
garage is being
And the
used,
garage is being, it's just part of that house.
okay.
And the main house does not have its own garage, is that
Correct.
right?
So I guess if we attach the two via this breezeway type thing, it becomes one full house with a 2-car garage. That's all I have to say.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we close the public hearing on case 16.
Second.
Mr. Nye,
Aye.
Mr. Shekels,
Aye.
Mr. Halpin,
Aye.
Mr. Sion,
Aye.
Mr. Lawrence.
Aye.
You and I are both stewing here.
Don't you guys have anything to say?
Well, this is a very difficult case, and really extreme, probably one of the most challenging cases since I've been on the board, about 5 or 6 years or whatever, that I've been involved with. I understand the practicality of what they want to do. I mean, they've definitely made improvements to the units. And I keep going back in my mind to the Section 8, no accessory building, da-da-da-da-da, and that there's no intent to allow that zoning in. So what, if we would do something of that, we're actually acting as zoning in de facto. And that's my concern. It's not a matter of, you got a 35-foot setback and your deck is 2 feet over it, because it's a completely different situation that we can rule on, because we have that leeway in those circumstances.
I think, the purpose of a variance is to depart from the text of the code due to some unique circumstance about the lot, essentially. This isn't a unique circumstance about the lot. It's a unique circumstance about someone having built a structure without a permit 30 years ago. And we don't, we can't do a zone change. That's, there are ways to get a zone change. This isn't it. This feels a lot more like a change in use for the property than it does a variance from the strict requirements of the code. I will say that I live on Eversold, just right up the street. I know the area very well. I don't agree with staff's conclusions that this would have an adverse impact on adjacent properties or that it would substantially affect the character of the neighborhood. But we can't change the zone. I think it really feels like what it is. Mm-hmm. And so, I think you've got a couple of options. One, maybe you can make a substantial connection. They will determine in the first instance what that is. And what that costs, I don't know. You may be able to do a lot split with a variance from the setback requirements, maybe. I don't know. And if you,
Go.
We're closed.
We're actually in closed session. You can't hear us or see us.
so, I think
Yeah.
that might be a possibility, and that would probably require some more conversation with staff about whether we could do that. Maybe we could, maybe we couldn't. I don't know. The county splits the lots. I don't know. I'd have to think about that.
We would have to talk with Paul, obviously, about that.
Yeah, what we're talking about is a draw. We split the lot there, we split the lot there, the easement, that's the conversation you need to have with Paul. And then we'd have to approve a variance for this front setback line.
For both, it would also be for the rear yard as
Setback
well.
line,
It would be for
okay?
two separate properties.
Which would be something within our purview. And then they just grant an easement for access, sewer, and all that, too.
Well, I would say additionally, with that appeal, you would also need to judge that application based off the 7 criteria as well.
Right, yes,
Right.
yeah.
But it would probably be, speaking, maybe a cheaper option for them, rather than spend $30-some thousand to build a connector, would be to.
I'm less confident than you are that you could then split the lots, have 2 separate homes that share a septic tank. I don't know that the county would permit that. So you might just be putting a septic tank, it might be it's cheaper to put it in a breezeway.
If you gotta put a septic in it, septic's gonna be 30 on its own.
Oh,
You could run out of, the septic tank
thrilled to
issue
go
could be
30.
substantial, because those people we can't see would run out of leach beds.
yeah.
Well,
You can't variance,
Yeah.
you
I,
can't use.
sorry, I hate to do it. We just can't talk.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah.
they're the only ones that are
We're
allowed to talk about you. I'm sorry.
That's why I said those people out there that we can't see.
Yes, so.
I think.
And then, but there's another option. The other option is to apply for a zone change and go to the zoning commission and try to get a zone D or something, right? Which is possible. It's eligible for a PUD if they're building something and.
They paved 75% of their lot, maybe?
Yeah.
No, we're not gonna.
Again, yeah, obviously, we've looked at options for
Yeah.
2
Yeah.
months now.
We're in sort
So
of a
it's-
quandary here, because we can't make zoning laws, but
correct.
But we as a team here would try awfully hard to make this work, but we can't make zoning laws.
Correct, yeah, I mean, again, the job is just to look at the application in front of you, look how it stacks up against the 7 variance criteria,
Yeah.
and then the applicable conditional use criteria.
So
And then
maybe
make a vote.
we'd have 2 options. We could vote. If it goes down, it goes down. If we was to come out of this and suggest that they have conversations with Gary and you over the next week or 2 and come back at us with a revised plan, would be another option.
What's a revised plan?
I don't know, whatever zoning and Gary says would work. You know.
Okay, I mean, I think, do you guys have anything you want to add down there?
Please continue.
All right, okay, so, I mean, my take on this is that I think they've not met the burden of proof establishing that they're entitled to a variance under the 7 criteria in the code. So I think we'd have to deny the variance. With the variance denied, it's impossible to get a conditional use permit for a non-permitted dwelling in the accessory structure. So they'd have to deny that as well. And if I were them, I would look very seriously at a lot split or making a substantial connection between buildings and probably spend some time
Yeah.
thinking about how to do that.
Those would be their 2 best options, and whichever one comes in cheaper would be the one I would take.
Yeah.
As long as Gary and zoning says yes.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the 7 factors for the variance, will the property yield a reasonable return without the variance? I think the answer is yes, so that weighs against it. Is the variance substantial? Yes. We don't have any other permitted arrangements like this in the township that we know of. Would it substantially affect alter the character of the neighborhood? I think the answer to that is no.
I agree.
It wouldn't affect the delivery of government services.
No.
Owner purchased the property with knowledge of the zoning restrictions. The answer to that, maybe actually no, but as a matter of inquiry notice, the answer is yes, so that weighs against them. Can their predicament be feasibly obviated through some method other than a variance?
What's feasible?
Yeah, I mean, that's a little trickier, but, yeah, I mean, I think they could, use the garage as a garage and rent it out all as one unit. And with the spirit and intent of the zoning requirement be observed, and substantial justice be done by granting variance. I think the answer to that, unfortunately, is no. So I would move to deny the variance and say, I would think you'd have pretty good luck with something like a lot split or a substantial connection, I think.
So should we come out of this and ask them if they want us to vote, or they want to?
I mean, we've been here how many months now? We've been going for a while. I think
Yeah.
we should deny the variance, and then, they can appeal if they want to appeal it, so we have some finality, and they can make a new application.
But if we deny it, does that impact their ability to do any of those other 2?
No,
It doesn't?
no, they can always talk with the homeowner about,
You'd
what
be
they-
denying this specific application.
Suppose we turn this down tonight, is that going to impact their ability to either do a lot split, or it won't impact either one, right?
It would be considered a new application with a new fee.
Yeah, because I wouldn't want to put a negative
but,
thing in the books that would prevent them from doing. That's what I'm saying.
If they had a new application with a new request, then that would be permitted. Again, because,
No,
but again, ideally, it's up to the applicant if they want to make another application.
and it's up to the county whether they can meet the lot split requirements. And whether
Sure,
this has nothing to do with that.
There are other departments that would also need approval on, separate from zoning, that, again,
And
would
if you
make
go to
it
the county and
explore,
say,
but
I want to do a lot split, the recorder or the engineer or whoever is not going to say, oh, well, you were denied a variance for a short-term rental, so I'm going to.
they go through the zoning before they issue it, but yes.
Right, but that's neither here nor there.
Sure.
If we vote no today, it won't affect their ability to do any one of those other things.
I don't believe so.
Okay, that's what
It's
I
a
was.
statement, not a question.
That's what I was.
Sure,
concerned.
yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
I
that's
wasn't
what
sure how you're
concerned.
phrasing
I
it.
was concerned if we vote no, that party would be negatively impacted doing something for one.
I hear you. You want to do everything you can for them. I agree with you on that. If we vote no, it won't affect that. Is there any sense of the board that we should continue to kick this over from month to month to allow them to go through the other process?
I'd recommend you make a motion, Mr. Nye.
I believe I moved that we denied.
I'll second the motion.
Okay.
Mr. Nye,
Aye.
Mr. Shekels,
Aye.
Mr. Halpin,
Nay.
Mr. Sion,
Aye.
Mr. Lawrence.
Aye.
I'm sorry. keep talking to them, we'll try to get it worked out. You may be back.
I don't see a problem with it.
You have anything to say?
I didn't have a problem with it. I didn't think it was, given the location, given the size of the property, I didn't see a problem.
Should've spoke up, you could've convinced me.
Wow.
All right, what's next?
Please read case number 19-2025.
Thank you, Chair. This is case 19-2025 BZA submitted by Pamela and Larry Ford, who are the property owners at 1119 Sutton Road, Zone C, single-family residence. It is a variance request for a 6-foot-high privacy fence in the side yard, where fences cannot exceed 4 feet in height and must also be at least 75% open per Article 5.2A9. The applicant has constructed a 6-foot-tall privacy fence in the side yard area of the property. The fence is a wood privacy fence with a decorative lattice on the top portion of the fence. It does not enclose the whole of the side yard. It extends 55 feet from the primary residence to the south. The residence on the property was constructed in 1914. The current property owners purchased the property in 1999, and there are no zoning certificates on file. In September of 2024, Planning and Zoning received a call regarding a 6-foot privacy fence constructed in the side yard of the property. On September 30th, staff confirmed the 6-foot privacy fence was in the side yard. On January 14th, 2025, staff received an application for a zoning certificate for the 6-foot high privacy fence in the side yard and a chicken coop located in a compliant location. On January 15th, staff issued a notice of refusal as the requested privacy fence in the side yard was prohibited per Article 5.2A9. The chicken coop could be approved administratively. There is no zoning certificate on file for the chicken coop at this time, since the application was part of the fence application and will be issued after the variance issue has been resolved. On May 30th, the BZA application was made for a variance requesting to permit the 6-foot high privacy fence in the side yard. Here is the property map. Here is the aerial, the topography map. Here are photos from the site visit on June 20th, showing the privacy fence in question there. And then the view from the fence kind of around to the other neighboring properties across the street and down the road. Here is the applicant's submission. Staff's findings are that the variance could be substantial. The fence is currently 6 feet in height and a privacy fence. However, the fence is only 55 feet in length, not the full width of the side yard. The essential character of the neighborhood would not be altered, and adjoining properties may not suffer a substantial detriment as a result of the variance. There are at least 2 privacy fences in the side yard in the area. However, there is no record that these were permitted by Township Planning and Zoning. The variance would not adversely affect delivery of governmental services. The property owner's predicament may be feasibly obviated through some method other than a variance. There is potential to provide privacy through vegetative screening. Staff is of the opinion that the spirit and intent behind the zoning requirement would not be observed. The zoning resolution is clear when it comes to the style and height of fences where they are permitted as of right. The existing fence both exceeds the 4-foot maximum height in the side yard and does not meet the 75% open requirement, as there are no gaps in the fence with the exception of the decorative lattice portion at the top of the fence. And here are the standards to be considered, and happy to answer any questions the board has.
I didn't think to like gauge the height of the fence, and I don't remember seeing it in here. does the 6 feet include the open lattice work? Or is it 6 feet plus lattice work?
I believe it's 6 feet including, but I can let I think the applicant will probably answer that question for you.
Any other questions? Will the appellant or the appellant's representative please come to the podium, speak in the microphone, state your name, address, any affiliation, and present your opinion.
Hello, Pamela Ford, 1119 Sutton Road. So, as it goes, we decided to add a fence, trusting that the fence company would get a permit from the township, as they said they would. This did not occur, clearly, and we now have a fence that is not compliant. You know, I believe the privacy fence adds value to the property. It's professionally installed, has an 8-foot wide double gate for access. It is topped with lattice and solar lights, making it an attractive addition. It's 55 feet of 210 feet of the Ford property, so roughly a quarter of the property line, and it has already been built. There are 2 properties within walking distance to our home that have privacy fences in their side yards. One is very close to us on Sutton, and one is on Salem. The location of the fence does not affect the delivery of governmental services. And as I stated before, I was not aware of the zoning restriction. The fence company said they would secure the permit to build, and I trusted that had been done. I now know to check with zoning myself. Since the fence is already installed, I don't really know what to do. Open to suggestions. And, you know, I enjoy living in the township. We've been there for a long time, and I certainly would not have had that style of fence built had I known.
So behind the fence is a garden? Is that where you have the garden
No,
stuff?
behind the fence is just grass and a patio.
You used to grow stuff back there, didn't you?
I'm sorry?
Did you used to grow?
No, the garden is
Vegetation?
further south of the fence.
Okay, to the left of it.
Did the fence company give you a quote that included permitting?
I can look back at that
Okay.
record
All right.
and see, but
It's just like we talked
Yeah.
earlier, you know, just because
Yeah.
Johnny's bed doesn't.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if the fence company had given you a quote that included permitting, it would
Mhm.
give you a tremendous amount more leverage
Yes.
in this situation.
That's way back. I mean, how far away from the street is it?
I would say if we can pull up the overview of the house, can we do that? And then that would give us a better idea. So you can see, it's basically runs,
Along the
so
side
if the
of
fence is
house?
55 feet, there's, what, 30 feet in
Probably
front of the
more than
house?
The shortest point.
I mean, it, you know, the road turns there, so,
Sorry, go ahead.
I see it as substantially back, in my opinion.
Is it 6 feet plus lattice work, or is it like 5 feet plus
no,
lattice work?
it's probably 5 feet plus the foot of lattice on the top.
And so you've got sitting area out there, or table, or,
There's,
you know,
there's just
leisure
a
area in the
small,
yard?
you can see the kind of keyhole
Mhm.
there with the patio. It's just a, yeah, just a sitting area.
And so in the evening, if cars are coming up on Thole to Sutton, are they shining lights right into your eyes as you're sitting there, that sort of
Mhm.
thing?
Yeah.
What else are you hiding back there?
sometimes boxes that I use in the garden. So it does hide a little gack, but I would have done it differently, and I didn't.
I don't
I don't have anything.
Any other questions?
So I am open to suggestions if things need to be changed. I contacted the fence company and let them know that I had to come here and that I was not happy about that. And they said they would work with me if, something does need to be altered. If there's a neighbor that is really upset with it, I'm happy to make changes to it so that it is compliant. Like I said, we've lived in the neighborhood for a long time, and we want to be good neighbors.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Thank you.
We will now take testimony from those persons who support the appeal. Remember, you must first be recognized, come to the podium, speak into the microphone, state your name, address, and any affiliation to the case. Were you sworn in, sir?
I was not.
Okay, can you raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes. So I live right across the street from Pam.
Okay.
I
Your
do
name
have-
and, your name and address?
Michael Reed,
Okay.
1130 Sutton Road. Live right across the
You at the
street from
corner
her.
of Thole in there?
I'm on the corner of
On the
Thole
corner.
and Sutton.
As I'm looking at this, are you on this?
Straight across the street from her.
Straight across the street from it,
Right.
okay, thank you.
Corner of Thole there.
So, when she put the fence up, it's a nice fence. There's nothing wrong with it. Doesn't affect anybody, doesn't affect anybody's line of sight, doesn't affect anything. As a matter of fact, I put a privacy fence around my house. Well, I'm on a corner, so mine was a little different. I wanted mine to be up next to the road. I don't know about Pam's situation, but my situation was, I bought a very expensive dog from a dog breeder in Pennsylvania. It was in the background of search and rescue. And
Is that the hound dog
yes,
that goes, ooh, ooh?
yes, he does that a lot. Because what my problem is, people are feeding my dog.
Oh.
And with a search and rescue dog, that's how they learn. So he's very food motivated. I can tell you when my neighbor's outside. I can tell you who feeds him by about 800 feet before they get to my house. So I'm having my own struggles with the privacy fence because I'd like to surround my own house, not to mention that he's throwing up all the time and everything. My neighbor down the road has told me that there have been people standing in my side yard, people next up to my driveway. So I think that everybody should have a privacy fence right there. And it doesn't affect anything that Pam has a fence there. I think it's a nice looking fence, it's professionally done, doesn't affect anybody's view. And I would guess if you do come up Thole Road, there's headlights too, right in her side yard. So I'm for it, and I think
Okay.
we should allow it.
Thank you.
Oh, you're for it? Okay.
Yeah, he's speaking for her.
For it, okay.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
thought- I thought he said he was against it at first.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak in favor? Is there anyone that would like to oppose? Hmm? Can't hear you.
Are you guys here for? Sorry? This is the last case we've got today.
So if you want to talk about new order, you can't speak at the end of whatever's said.
We just had something we wanted to bring up, we didn't know we couldn't speak.
Is it pertaining to any of the cases?
No.
Oh,
Yeah, then that would not be at this meeting. Or are you looking for the trustees meeting?
I'm a veteran. I wanted to spearhead hometown heroes, how they do signs.
Yeah, the trustees meeting would probably be the best time to talk about something like that. This is just, the Board of Zoning Appeals is a quasi judicial meeting pertaining to just these cases in front of us tonight, so there's no public forum.
Okay, well, we called and they told us that's what the meeting was, so it's kind of got confused on our end, so when we called, they told us the meeting's tonight at 5:30.
Yeah, for the Board of Zoning Appeals meeting is tonight, yes. If you're looking, the trustees meeting where you have public forum, that's gonna be, that'll be later this month. Theirs was supposed to be, their first meeting was supposed to be today. but that got the trustees meeting, their interim meeting got postponed to the 10th. I don't know that they have public forum there at that interim meeting, but for the regular meeting at the latter end of the month, that's where you can have public forum and you can communicate with the trustees.
Apparently we were told incorrectly then, I'm sorry.
I thought all you guys were like trustees.
No. No, you're good.
We're not that important.
Yeah.
Sooner.
Apologies if you were told wrong information. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
who-
We
but
just called and said, hey, we wanted to bring up something, when was the next trustee meeting? They said, oh, it's Thursday at 5:30. I'm like, okay.
On us, sorry.
I'm sorry for the misinformation.
Sorry for,
We rushed over here to get this.
Do you guys have any take about the fence? I mean, well, since you're here,
Do you have an opinion? If you want me to take the fence down, I can give it to the other family and they can use it for their breezeway.
great idea.
Thank you.
You know,
I did play baseball on that side field when I was a little kid.
Yeah,
When,
yeah,
Danny Hosta.
yeah.
okay, so this-
All right.
Lifelong reserve, that's why I know certain things about everything.
Thank you.
Happy 4th.
Want to close this?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we close case 19.
Second.
Mr. Nye,
Aye.
Mr. Shekels,
Aye.
Mr. Halpin,
Aye.
Mr. Sion,
Aye.
Mr. Lawrence.
Aye.
The unfortunate part of this is this impacts the owner and not the fence company. And unfortunately, we don't have any ability to burden him with the cost and all that. And I'm just venting a little here on it, because this is not the first time we've had one of these where someone said, well, the fence company said they went for a permit, and they said it was all right. So I'm finished venting on that.
Well, just so you know, my wife and I walk our dogs past that house all the time. And the fact that the fence went up and we didn't even notice, quite frankly. So, it's I don't have a problem with it. I think it's a nice addition.
The thing I would probably, if it had gone all the way across the property to the other side, I might have been.
Might be different.
I'd have been, said, nope, take it down or fix it. But it's the short section in that one area where they also gather in the evening, and I really don't find a reason to make them change it at this time.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I mean, I live on Eversole. I'm by there all the time. I know exactly what the neighborhood's like and what the house is like. So I agree. With respect to the specific criteria, because I like to go through this, will the property yield a reasonable return without the variance? Yeah, probably. Is it very substantial? No. I think in this context, it's not. Will the essential character of the neighborhood be altered? No, I think it wouldn't. It will not adversely affect the delivery of government services. Did the property owner purchase the property with knowledge of the restrictions? We have to say yes on that because there are restrictions of record, even though you didn't know, so that weighs against you. Could the property owner's predicament be feasibly obviated through some method other than a variance? Maybe could plant some evergreens there, something to keep lights out, but the fence looks nice, it's consistent with the neighborhood, and I think the spirit and intent of the zoning requirement would be observed, and substantial justice would be done by granting the variance. So I move that we grant the variance in case 19, in substantial compliance with the application dated,
Right.
what? I don't know the dates. May 30th?
I'd like to add a note, if you wouldn't mind, that the fence does not cover the entire property line. It's only a short span of that area, okay? Just thinking going forward.
I think that would be consistent with the plans, so I think the first condition would be adequately addressed.
Okay.
I'll
All
second
right.
the motion.
Mr. Nye,
Aye.
Mr. Shekels,
Aye.
Mr. Halpin,
Aye.
Mr. Sion,
Aye.
Mr. Lawrence.
Aye.
Great.
See, you
We
don't
do not
have-
work tomorrow, so we will get in touch with you about the permitting process on Monday.
and
Thank you.
And you don't have to get your
I don't
chainsaw
work
out and cut
tomorrow
it
either.
down.
I'd call the fence company though and tell them they owe you $1,000.
See if they charge.
I will,
Tell them you can't
definitely.
believe what we put you through.
Yeah.
I told Stephen, my husband's a musician, and he's playing in Michigan this week, so I'm here instead of Michigan, so,
Oh. Yeah.
but it's okay.
Wouldn't you rather be here?
I would rather be here.
Depends on what part of Michigan.
I just get some alone time at my house, behind my fence.
All right, thank you.
Thank you
Your
very
neighbor's
much.
bees must love your plants.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, journalization. Have a good one.
Thank you.
I guess we won't be journalizing the denial. Go to council first.
Do we defer that one?
Yeah.
The denial?
If you'd like to defer that, we can defer that.
goes
Sure.
to council first.
Sure. I'll deny today, I don't care.
Oh, what a mean guy.
I mean, that's where we were going last time.
That-
and that's
the-
why I
the
wanted you to
man who
kinda
said that
push
was
it forward,
Jeff.
Because it's like, this is the third time. We told him last time that, you know,
Yeah.
come back with a plan
Yeah.
and we might work with you. But
Yeah.
Well, it just still bugs me that fence companies do that to
Well,
residents here.
yeah.
And, you know, oh, yeah, we're gonna get you a permit. I'll bet you they charged her for a permit.
Well, I think she should check her invoice.
Yeah.
you could claim, get some money back in a small claims file.
Just leave a nasty Yelp review if
Yeah.
nothing else.
Yeah, we walk by that house all the time with our dogs.
Yeah,
And
and that hound dog,
Yeah, that corner house with the bees
yeah,
and the
and
hound
the chickens.
dogs. And the chickens, yeah.
Sounds like we're in Brown County.
Get our guys all excited.
Which street are you on?
We live right behind the firehouse on Salem.
I know exactly where the other privacy fence she mentioned was, on Sutton. I can't picture the one on Salem.
It does always bug me though when people say that.
Yes, everyone else is doing it, I know.
You've been awfully quiet down there.
Brody, what's going on?
What's going on? Oh, are you playing video games there, or? Okay. You too. Which one were you playing?
Yes. All right, I'll play Tetris here. No, I'm not playing Tetris as far as any of you know.
I can see through.
Do we have many cases for next month?
We do have the continued one for the short-term rental.
Yeah. Is there, you know, it's not significant issue, but there's no way for us to get to that resident to look at it. For
We
all
can
I know,
we
that
could
be
schedule
two
it. You can schedule a
portalettes
visit.
with a breezeway between them.
We have pictures.
Okay,
If
but,
you'd like
you
to
know,
view
I did everything possible except, you know, I punched every button on the damn keypad
I
and,
scaled the
To
fence.
say, depending on the vehicle, you could possibly drive around. If you would like to schedule a site visit, we can schedule it.
no, I was just.
I think we should.
But
trip sounds
if, in cases like that, did they tell you they had a fence that was,
They did
Restricted
not, but
access.
we
On
had
the
to,
report,
we had to
there's a
schedule a
permit for
site
the
visit
fence.
for them.
yeah?
It's on the report, there was a permit for the fence.
But I mean, that you
It's got
couldn't get
green report.
access through? That you, I didn't know it. Did it show on there the key code and what the secret
No,
key
it
code
did
was?
not.
Well,
If you would like to, again, that's been,
no, I'm gonna
at this
pass.
current time, it's been continued to August. and
I'll
we can-
pass.
If you'd like to,
I think we should go. I think we should all meet an hour early, go there, and then come right here. And that way I'll definitely be on time.
we can send a doodle poll.
Yeah.
Can you get the code for us?
Uh,
Or just post it on the website?
Just
The
leave
resolution
the-
for
the
case
front door.
19 is on your screen if you'd like to
Okay,
read that.
all right, let's go.
Case 16 we're not doing,
All right.
because it's denied. You're good. There will be some wordsmithing from the board for some of these.
Would not be, yeah.
The variance would not be. You take out is variance.
Yeah, variance, yeah, you got two variances there.
Making
Yeah.
sure we get it.
I think in,
It's not a solid fence.
Yeah, right.
Well, it's, yeah, but it doesn't meet the percentage in any
okay.
way, shape, or form.
We can add mostly solid.
Yeah, mostly. I almost suggested substantially, but then I thought, I don't think that's
Well,
gonna
let's
help.
see, it's a 6-foot fence and one,
You wanna get,
maximum
you wanna do
height
the
allowed is 4
percentages?
feet, 75%.
Yeah,
6
someone do
inches
that
of,
math.
of 6 foot is what percentage?
but 1 foot.
4 feet
No,
and
it's
75%
not.
over
It's
16%.
7.5 inches.
Oh, it is, okay.
The spirit would be observed. Number 5.
I'm still on number 1, my goodness.
Number 4, may not.
Yeah, number 5 would be observed.
I don't think I said this, but I think one of the things I think about when I think about that house, which I drive by literally every day that I leave my house, is that the way the road bends there. If you're driving north, you're looking at the houses across the street. You don't even see that house. If you're driving south, you know, the road bends to the right. So you're looking up ahead around the bend, and you see like the B guy's house and his neighbors. But because the road bends away from the house there, no matter which way you're going, you don't really look at that house.
Yeah.
And so
I look at the garden.
you look at the garden
I'm like,
because
what
it's
are they
beautiful.
doing?
It's
That's
a
what
great garden, but like the fence is almost more hidden because of the way the road is bent too.
Yeah.
Like if the road had bent the other way, then the fence would be sort of in your face.
Yeah.
But it's not.
And she usually has a table out front of the,
Veggies?
yeah, where
Yeah.
she's selling vegetables.
Under that giant
vegetables.
Are we satisfied with the wording?
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Were you satisfied with 4?
We can strike this last sentence there.
You could strike 4 altogether.
Yeah, just
I'm
strike
fine
the
with
whole
that,
thing.
Now we're satisfied with 4.
Yeah.
Is that the correct date, May 30th? Yeah, I think it is.
I believe that's
Yeah,
accurate.
yeah. This looks good to me.
With regard to case 19-2025 BZA, move that we approve and journalize.
Second.
Mr. Nye?
Aye.
Mr. Shekels?
Aye.
Mr. Halpin?
Aye.
Mr. Sion?
Aye.
Mr. Lawrence?
Aye.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Mr.
Aye.
Nye?
Aye.
Mr. Shekels?
Aye.
Mr. Halpin?
Aye.
Mr. Sion?
Aye.
Mr. Lawrence?
Aye.
All right, so we're holding on to case 20 for next month.
Wait a second, everybody watch, I'm giving the township back their pen.